Hey guys, just yet another video, quick video. I was having some kind of weird results as to whenever I was trying to upgrade the firmware on the batteries. I have multiple TB48s and a couple of TB47s. It seems that in my case at least, the TB48s had already the latest software and did not need the upgrade as confirmed by the abort, and that the aircraft had the exact same firmware. However, on the TB47, one of the ones actually gave me a message that it had actually updated the firmware. I didn't know whether or not you're supposed to be doing the turning on the bird and the remote controller to update each subsequent battery. So I tried both ways, and it seems that it will do it both ways. However, I like to have the remote control turned on along with the app because it does give you a visual confirmation of the battery needing the update itself. So with that being said, I have still a TB47, and I believe that is going to require an update since the other one did. So I'm making this video just in case, and if it does, I will post it. If not, you'll never see this. From the get-go, for the people that get confused, you get the software, and this is pretty much the way that I do it. I just leave the actual software by itself onto the root of the SD card, and that's all I have in there right now. And basically I'm going to do this in a single shot. Sorry about the quality of the videos. I'm not going for that. I'm going for the purpose of the educational value. So I have now the SD card. I actually use a 32, see if I can focus this in here. It's a little too close. Is it 32 SanDisk Extreme Pro, and it's a class 1. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on the bird. Again, this is a TB47 battery. Sorry about the awkward angles here. I'm trying to do this on a single shot, so okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the remote controller. I'll let it initialize, and at the same time I'll go to the app, then it's going to ask us about to trust it. Go to the app itself, and into camera, no signal of course, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn on the bird. Let's see what happens. Okay, so as expected, if you notice in here, it's giving me an indication that the battery needs to be upgraded, and the information associated if the aircraft, well, you guys can read it in there. You can hear in the background that the batteries are actually updating right now, the firmware update, or doing the firmware update. And now I'm going to say OK here, and I'm going to leave the app, the status, and I'm letting it do its thing right now. It is flashing fast on the second light. And the controller is linked as well. Gonna let it be for a second. Hopefully it does what it did on the other TB47. It says the battery never gets fully charged. Please fully charge the battery before first use. I'm not quite sure what that means, but if you notice we have 89% battery. I'm gonna say OK, and now the beeping is a long first beep as opposed to the short burst ta 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 ta, 4 beeps. This one is one long one and 2 little ones, which confirms that the update is complete. So we're gonna go ahead and turn off the battery. And we lost the signal. And I like to leave completely from the app. I'm gonna leave completely, and I'm gonna turn the controller off completely. And now I'm gonna go ahead and take the micro SD from the card. And again, I'm sorry about the quality of the video. Okay, and we're gonna go back to the computer, and we're gonna check and see what it tells us, which should be a file in there saying success. Putting it right now. I have to put it the right way and get. Okay. So we're gonna go to my computer, back to that card, and we're gonna read this result. And if you see it's a success. So now DJI recommends that we leave the software in there minus this text file. So you can delete it and be on your way, because it will create this folder every time. But just to prove it, I'm gonna delete the entire thing. Say OK. So now we're back to the way that we started. I'm going to close this. This is Windows 7, so don't really have to worry about finalizing. I'm going to go back to the bird, stick the card back in the bird. Same battery, I haven't moved the battery. I'm going to repeat the process. This time I'm expecting that the update on the battery, it's now complete. So this is somewhat impossible to do with one hand and my fat fingers, but okay. And I do the same process that I did before. Turn on the remote controller first. Go to the app, and then it's going to give me the computer. Go to the app itself, go into the camera. It's giving me the trust again, and we're going to turn on the battery. Okay, and we're gonna let it run and see what happens. It says the battery never gets fully charged. Please fully charge the battery before first used. So I'm guessing that that's something related to the battery itself. But regardless, this time the overall status is normal. And I'm sorry that it doesn't really give you good detail, but you can tell that now there is no issue with the battery as far as with the firmware. I'm gonna have to charge this battery all the way. I'm guessing that it never got charged fully the first time, so don't know how that happened. So, but just to keep with the proving that it creates those two folders again and again and again, even if you delete them, I'm going to go ahead and turn this off here again. I guess I didn't do it fast enough. I'm going to do it again. Just wait here for a second. Okay. Okay. And going to leave the app completely. And I'm going to turn off the remote control. And I'm reaching in to get the card, if it actually comes out anytime soon. Okay. And we're going back to the computer. This time there will be an abort message saying that the firmware is the same as in the Bird, which is what I was getting on the TB48s. However, it will create that file and it will create the other two folders. Let's go back to computer. There is my card. There's the results. And as expected, I'm getting an abort. And it says that the firmware SD card is identical to or older than the current firmware on the aircraft. And if you notice, the two folders are back in there. So that answers that. Thank you for watching.